Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR Today. It's finally Friday, March 4th, 2022. The man they call Meathead, and as you already know, it's the Matthew Thomas of Matthew Thomas's Thomas.
And not only is it Friday, Meathead, it's Friday before a pay-per-view weekend. We are cruising into an AEW. It's not like they have pay-per-views every month, so this is like a once-a-quarter type of thing. So this is a very special festive weekend.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to run down some news. We're going to review the pay-per-view for Sunday. We're not going to bother with SmackDown or Rampage tonight, but we've got first to hear about the sponsor.
Oh, that is collarandelbowbrand.com, available at collarandelbowbrand.com. And that's where you take your computer to. You walk your computer over to collarandelbowbrand.com. And if you want to save 10%, when you're visiting collarandelbowbrand.com.
I love elbows.
Maybe that's another shirt, man. Collar and Elbro, B-R-O, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Linda Kay saves you 10%. L-I-N-D-A-K-A-Y is the promo code you enter at checkout, and you can save 10% on all of your gear, T-shirts, hoodies. Who knows what kind of additional article of clothing they're going to come out with over there. collarandelbowbrand.com is where you want to go.
Do you think that they could fit the entire phrase collarandelbowbrand.com on a banana hammock?
It depends on how big the banana hammock is.
Right. See, what I did is I set you up there and you knocked it out of the park. Thank you. Some of us are still playing with wiffle ball bats and some of us are using big aluminum ones. So you never know.
That's what I do.
I wasn't talking about you. Just kidding. All right. Let's get into the news real quick because we got a lot to talk about. First off, JR, good old JR, when it comes to the pay-per-view this Sunday, is super excited about every match, but he says he still has a problem because he's got his old school brain thinking about an Adam versus an Adam for the heavyweight championship.
Well, isn't that if you put two atoms together, doesn't that do something? Does that create a bomb or something? What happens when you mash two atoms together? That's like a nuclear reaction or something.
You're
right?
confusing myself and our listening audience for somebody who knows that. I mean, I know we do have some rocket scientists that actually listen to this program, but
yeah. No, see, I would think it'd be tougher with the two similar last names, like a Page and a Cage would be much more tougher than Adam versus Adam because
two Adams don't make an Eve. Just so you know, that's a phrase that's out there too.
So. You've got, I think as long as the last names are different, it's easier to call, right? I mean, I'm trying to think, JR, does he normally call people by their first name?
It depends. I mean, normally I think he refers to them by full names. There is also Stu, don't call me Dick Grayson.
Yeah. I mean, Page and Cole. I think that's just, you should maybe shift to last names, and I think the problem takes care of itself.
It's funny you mentioned Page because that's our next bit of news here. Diamond Dallas Page, DDP, the owner and proprietor of DDP Yoga, which according to one of our listeners, I'm going to be able to try out very soon. We'll have to get myself stretched out here. But DDP's house is going to be taking on a new guest. Matthew, have you heard who's moving in with Diamond Dallas Page?
Somebody who is, he reports to be the stuff, right?
Well, I mean, we'll have to find out. Buff took to Twitter today to announce that he is moving in with DDP for his new Change or Die project. He goes, I hate to do this, but due to me moving in with DDP this week to get the help I need and to work on a new project called Change or Die, I have to postpone my Orlando and Melbourne appearances this weekend. This is probably the best news I've heard out of Buff Bagwell in a very long time because you know what? Buff is actually saying that, he needs to change. He needs to make himself better. He needs to get himself where he needs to get himself. I'm so happy to hear that he's moving in with DDP.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you talk about somebody with a track record. My goodness, this guy has a track record of saving people's lives.
Yeah. And I mean, just go back to the Hall of Fame, speeches, like when Jake said he came in to the Hall of Fame when Scott Hall was, put into the Hall of Fame, and talking about Dally, and then DDP going into the Hall of Fame. DDP, those documentaries are the real deal. And I mean, I broke down and cried each time I've seen them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, somebody who is definitely out there doing God's work.
That's right. All right. From God's work into the UK, Roderick Strong made his WWE NXT UK debut. Roderick Strong showed up at the WWE NXT UK tapings on Wednesday.
It makes me want to check out UK. I don't watch that on a weekly basis. I think the last UK thing I watched was to see the artist formerly known as Walter in a match. So I got to see what's cooking in the NXT UK.
And now finally the big story from today, well, really yesterday. We promised you we'd talk about it. Matthew, you said you didn't get in the whole interview, but Vince McMahon was on the Pat McAfee show. I watched the entire thing, and being the wrestling show that we are, we were listening for, what kind of deep wrestling, storyline is going to come out of this. What are we going? Really, all that came out of it, and I still love the interview. All that came out of it was Vince McMahon said, Pat, I tell you what, I want to offer you something. How about a match at WrestleMania?
And I think we were better for it because a Vince candid interview, that's once in a blue moon type of deal. And my concern was that this was going to be, right off the bat, some type of kayfabe angle. And, it sounds like the offer was extended. We don't know what that's going to look like. But, I probably saw 15, 20 minutes of it. So very, very cool to see Vince just out of character. Vince McMahon as Vince McMahon, talking about the way he processes business. I mean, it made me, I guess, going into it and coming out of what I saw, I had the assumption that I've seen Vince more than I actually have. I've seen the Vince McMahon character, but very rarely have I seen Vince McMahon sitting down with his guard down to talk about the business. And that's what this interview was.
I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. Now, he did say, we have to say the words exactly, I'd like to offer you a match at WrestleMania. That doesn't mean that Vince isn't wrestling.
Right.
He's offering him a match. And then Pat, of course, said, dude, we're 30 days away from the most stupendous. Bro, I'm blowing up right now just thinking about it. I'm going to have to get back in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And, here's the thing. I mean, the other thing that's talked about is Austin Theory. I wanted to say Austin Idol, and then I wanted to say Austin Aries. Man, I'm getting maybe Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Aries on big TV.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe there's too many Austins going around now. That's
I would hate to have Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin against Austin Theory or Austin Aries in a triple threat.
Yeah, my goodness. But yeah, regardless, I mean, if we get Austin Theory on the main WrestleMania card, that's a big deal, man. That's a big moment. That's somebody that's come up from NXT, that association with Vince, and then also, wrestling as Vince's proxy, basically, right there. That's huge if that's the case. So regardless, I think McAfee's involvement's going to be fun. I mean, I have enjoyed greatly McAfee's the matches he's had, and then of course McAfee and commentary. And I got to say, if you're not familiar with the McAfee show, and I haven't watched a ton outside of the clips of Lesnar and little bits and pieces I've seen here and there.
And here in the Fox Valley, we watch it a little bit more because his regular Tuesday guest was the 4-time and 2-time defending MVP Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, did I see him in the grocery store a little while ago? The guy that kind of looked like him in the grocery store.
If you watch this interview with Vince McMahon, Pat McAfee, there's Aaron Rodgers pictures all over the room, and of course, Pat McAfee has AJ Hawk on there, who has spent a majority of his career with the Green Bay Packers as well.
But hey, you see him doing it on SmackDown. But what really struck me with this is, I mean, a Pat McAfee interview it's a different beast. It's a
lot of profanity, is what it is.
Yeah, and how cool is McAfee going from sitting down to standing up when he gets excited, sitting down, standing back up? Like, it's a really cool interview.
You know what? Pat McAfee and I have one thing in common. It looks like Pat McAfee, just like myself, has adult onset ants in the pants.
Yeah.
I've suffered from that since I was 18. I have adult onset ants in the pants.
Yeah, well, maybe you guys can go to the same place and get that checked out.
Oh, I got it checked out. There's no cure for it. I'm just going to have to live with it the rest of my life. When I get excited, I stand up and I start bouncing around.
Hey, I mean, you know what? It's working for him and it's working for you.
Well, let's work for the people now, Matthew, and let's talk about AEW Revolution this Sunday. The big pay-per-view, the proper pay-per-view, is going to be happening. Matthew, there are 9 announced matches on the pay-per-view plus 2 pre-show matches. Are you ready to get into them?
It's a loaded card.
On the pre-show, we've got QT Marshall taking on the Kid. So they're sending in Hook. This is his first pay-per-view match. And
it's a wise move to put this on early because that's going to get that crowd amped, slam up. For our people watching it in theaters, I hope they're showing the pre-show in the theater so you don't get to miss out on some Hook. That's right. Chris Statlander taking on legit Layla Hirsch in a singles match as well on the pre-show. Yeah, I think this will be a good match. I'm a little bit ready for this feud to be over because this is the no wonder your parents gave you up. Yeah, I still feel dirty on it. I just hope they don't bring that part up again. And well, they brought it up 2 nights ago on Dynamite. I know. I'm ready for it not to be there anymore. All right, pay-per-view proper, and we're not saying that they're going to be in this order. We're just going to run them down in this order. For the TBS Championship, she has a record of 28-0. Jade Cargill defends against Ty Conte. Yeah, I mean, we're still in the, keep making Jade era. I don't think there's any danger in her losing. What did he say? If you ruin a green hair on her head. Yeah. Hey, they're having fun with it, and I mean, I think this will probably get a little bit longer than a Jade match typically does because it is a pay-per-view, but I don't think she's in any danger of losing this title here. I forgot to ask you this. I think we're all on board with Hook winning, but who do you have in Chris Statlander and Layla Hirsch? My goodness. I think this is to feature Layla because we kind of know Chris Statlander from her time with Best Friends. So I think we're going to see Layla get the victory here. Okay. I'm going to take Chris Statlander. I think this is Statlander's match. All right. Now, as far as Jade Cargill and Ty Conte, I think we both believe that Cargill just continues on and goes right through Conte. Agreed. Andrade Hardy, Family Office. Andrade El Idolo, Isaiah Cassidy, and Matt Hardy taking on the team of Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Sting in a 6-man tornado tag team match. This is a 6-man tornado. Now, the rules of a tornado match mean that there's no tagging in and out. It's just 3-on-3. I'm going to make a prediction here the way that I want to see it go. I mean, it feels out of left field that this would actually happen. But I want to see Andrade pin Sting. Ooh. Andrade, my goodness, he needs. Does he show up on Wednesday afterwards and say, how much for the little boy? He needs a strong win, man. He needs a strong win, especially after seeing him take the loss in the TNT title match the other night, which doesn't surprise me. But, I mean, Andrade is a top-of-the-card talent that I feel like You mean the TNT title match that's tonight? The Sammy one, right? Yeah. Isn't there a 3-way match between Idolo, Darby Allin, and Guevara tonight? Yeah. Is it? Okay. I just hope he didn't spoil it for us. I hope that's not what the result was. No. I don't know. I'm talking about the one from last week because that was Andrade versus Sammy 1-on-1, right? Okay, yeah, you're right. I believe that was. Yeah, that was like I don't know. Who knows, man? Maybe Andrade goes into this match the TNT champion for all I know. Quite possibly. But yeah, I mean, you look at storylines coming out of this right here, and about as big of a storyline as you can draw is Andrade pinning Sting, and it doesn't have to happen in any. It doesn't have to happen clean. It doesn't have to happen in any organized way, shape, or form. And it's a tornado tag match, so yeah. So that's my prediction there. Okay. I think the team of Allin, Guevara, and Sting pull this out. Yeah. With Darby Allin getting the pin on Andrade El Idolo. We shall see. Jurassic Express, which is Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, taking on the team of Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. And the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. It's a 3-way tag match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. What do you got? Most interesting thing I can see coming out of this is Red Dragon picking up the titles. I feel like that is the move right here, and that's going to be my prediction. I don't think so. And I know we talked about it a little bit on yesterday morning
with the fact that if Red Dragon wins and say Adam Cole wins, then you've got the Undisputed Era now in a third company, Ring of Honor, then WWE, then. So I really do feel that the Young Bucks may take this title back, and it may be Jurassic Express, but I do not see the Red Dragon winning at all.
So I will say this: after Danielson and Moxley bleed together, if they become a team and they start recruiting people outside of the names they mentioned, who I want to see them recruit more than anybody is Jungle Boy.
Okay. Well, let's talk Moxley and let's talk Danielson. Remember, John Moxley says, before I team with you, I got to bleed with you. And here we got the match. John Moxley, Bryan Danielson.
Moxley, I think Moxley needs a big win. He's been fed people that you didn't necessarily think that he was in trouble with since coming back, and we have popped the cherry with Danielson's loss, right? Because he lost to Hangman, so he can take another loss here and be just fine. I see. I think we got to go Moxley.
Opposite. I'm completely the opposite on this for the exact same reasons. I think Moxley survives a loss. I think Danielson needs the win.
Interesting.
Let's talk about another group. Exact same scenario. Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston in a singles match. I think we both agree on this one. Kingston should win this.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. He needs a big win. I was okay with it coming against Punk. Did not come against Punk, but when you go down that card and look at another top tier talent who Kingston getting a victory over would be huge, it's Jericho.
Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Wardlow, Christian Cage, or Ethan Page, because there is a match tonight between Cage and Page for the chance to be in the Face of the Revolution ladder match, which grants a future AEW TNT Championship match. Now, the way to win this match is go up the ladder, grab Professor Hulk's golden hemorrhoid donut ring, and bring it down. Who do you got?
Most newsworthy coming out of this, I think, is going to be Keith Lee. I'm going Keith Lee.
Well, he's limitless. So we got three hosses in there, and we got three smaller guys. You got Keith Lee, you got Powerhouse Hobbs, you got Wardlow. Then you got the smaller guys, Orange Cassidy, Ricky Starks, and either Cage or Page. So I honestly think it's Keith Lee as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he wins the TNT Championship, but I think it's Keith Lee.
And so let me ask you this: Is this verifiable that this challenge is for the TNT Championship, right?
Yes, the opportunity for a future TNT Championship match. That is 100%.
Yeah, I could see him taking it off of Sammy. That's believable.
Okay. How about the women's side? Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, taking on the challenger Thunder Rosa. Is it Thunder Rosa's time?
I think it is. I mean, she's had a long run, and you look at formidable opponents in the women's division, Thunder Rosa is the top of the list. She is the true number one ranked champion. We've had a heel champion in that women's division for quite a while. I mean, Britt Baker is going on, what, a year, a little bit over a year?
Yeah, I think she took it over Hikaru Shida.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. And that's going back a ways, man. So, yeah, this is our first and Britt Baker is established. That character's established. Her stable's
so is
established.
Thunder Rosa. Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
And I think Thunder Rosa winning here makes a ton of sense.
Same. Thunder Rosa, it's time to do the flip. Britt Baker doesn't need the title anymore. She's now the champ. She's now the be-all, end-all, the DMD. I want to see Thunder Rosa next take on the Professor, Serena Deeb.
Oh, I thought you meant the guy from
Mike Tenay. Oh, I thought you meant Mike Tenay. Yeah, Thunder Rosa versus Mike Tenay.
I wouldn't mind that.
The semi-main event, CM Punk, MJF. It's a dog collar match. Tell me.
MJF beat Punk once, right? I mean,
MJF has already beat Punk.
He can always put that feather in his cap.
He beat him twice in one night, actually.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know if it logically makes sense for MJF to beat him again and beat him in this style of match. I'm going Punk because, the Punk got color. Punk got the underhand a few nights ago. And I know we're not saying they do WWE style booking, but I think you have got to see You've got to go old school booking here and see the heel get what he's got coming to him, and he can always say he beat Punk. Yeah, I'm going Punk here.
I've got MJF.
Mm.
This is how MJF makes it up to, being the number one guy to go after the champion. And let's talk about the championship match. Hangman Adam Page, the champion, against Adam Cole, baby. It ain't Adam Cole. And I think that MJF may be going after Hangman after he loses to Cole.
Yeah.
Or wins, defeats Cole, excuse me.
Yeah. No, I'm going Page here. I don't think that run is up. And I mean, here's the thing. You look at the caliber of matches that Page has had during this title run. They're great. I mean, there's a lot of violent matches there. I'm not saying that's what makes them great. It's just something you need to take into consideration with how much this guy has bled for that belt. Thus far, I don't think the Page run is over. I think that guy is still the face of your company. That guy is still the right choice on top. But I want to mention this too. Out of this whole card that we've run down, outside of the Jade match, how many other matches on this card have been, this is easily what's happening? Everything is too close to call, man.
Too hot to handle, too close to call. I want to talk about the trio tag team match, the three-way tag team match. I'm going to say it. I'm not telling you it's going to happen, but I want to hear a reach for the sky.
Yeah.
I want the Briscoes in AEW.
And not that it was ever out of the realm of possibility, but with Tony's involvement in ROH, man, I mean, now's the time to make it happen, dude.
Make it happen.
Now is the time to make it happen.
You want to pop ratings for this coming Wednesday Dynamite? Have them show up on pay-per-view.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. And here's the thing, too. That's not ROH talent. It's tied up in the current angle with Impact. That's somebody that's,
they're still on the farm. They're ready to go.
They're on the farm, man. They got to, oh, my goodness. Maybe you let some, or do you have them come out to the song, or do you just release a bunch of chickens and have them running after chickens?
No. Reach for the sky, boy. And then maybe chickens fall from the sky. I don't know. Get out of here with that. AEW Pay-per-View Revolution this Sunday on all your major pay-per-view outlets. We were hoping that maybe the announcement this last week was it was on HBO Max, making it a lot easier for everybody else. It's not there yet, but it could come soon. The next pay-per-view from AEW will be Double or Nothing 2022, which will be live from Las Vegas, Nevada, at the T-Mobile Arena on the Las Vegas Strip.
Fancy. Is that Memorial Day weekend? That's in May, right?
It is Memorial Day weekend, end of May. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Memorial Day, I think it's the 31st this year.
I feel like we had so many. So such a long hiatus between the last AEW pay-per-view. I mean, we're going November, March. I know it's not technically 5 full months, but it's feels like 5 months. Yeah. And now we're gonna just have to wait 2 months.
The pay-per-view is on the Sunday the 29th, so Memorial Day's on the 30th.
So here's what you can do. Here's what I think we need to do, Meathead. You and I need to go down to Vegas for that pay-per-view and just stay until Money in the Bank in July.
Okay. There, maybe. I mean, it's not, far from possibility. By the way, I want to throw this out real quick for Double or Nothing 2022. It looks like the Owen Hart Cup is supposed to be starting as well, coming soon for the pay-per-view. So.
Fantastic. I mean, you talk about just great things AEW's done. I mean, I don't know that any has been better than the agreement they've been able to reach with the family of Owen Hart and having that cup there.
Absolutely. All right. It's time, Matthew. The show is over. Let's get out of here. You guys enjoy your weekend. Tonight, we've got Rampage. We got SmackDown. Tomorrow, you're going to rest and get as much rest in as you can because Sunday is AEW Revolution. And Monday morning, Matthew Thomas and myself, the man they call Meathead, will be reviewing it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment on the YouTube, on the Facebook, on the Twitter machine, at WCW Meathead, at The Real M. Thomas, at Linda. I always forget Linda's. I can't remember if it's Linda K22. I think that's the one. Linda K22. Our girl's down in OVW again, Matthew.
In Louisville, right?
Louisville. Yeah, if you're going to say it, say it right.
Louisville.
You would think you being as southern as you are, you'd be able to just pop that right off.
That's the thing. It's not like a common place that us folk in Virginia or South Carolina went to. So we're not like, I'm going on the road to Louisville. No,
I'm going down to Louisville. I'm gonna fan myself with my Colonel Sanders tie.
So when I say it Louisville. I say it very sophisticated like.
Well, for the sophisticated Matthew Thomas, for Linda Kay down in the OV Dub, I'm the man they call Meathead. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you Monday morning for all things AEW. So long, everyone.